What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video here. In this episode, we are building a pond in my backyard. Yes, I said it. We're building a pond. I convinced my parents, I saved up the money, and we're finally gonna be digging into the ground today. I'm actually really nervous. I'm so excited because I've actually never done this before, but I've done a lot of research and I'm planning to work very, very hard. There's gonna be a waterfall, there's gonna be the pond, there's gonna be some landscaping on the outside with mulch plants, hopefully some plants inside. We're gonna be adding fish as well. Guys, I'm super excited. Make sure you stick around so you can see the end product. This is probably gonna be a 2 or 3 part series. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so you're notified every time I upload so you don't miss a single video. Anyway guys, it's time to start digging. Okay guys, this is even before I'm digging the pond. First off, I'm trying to get the shape of the pond by taking the garden hose and trying to get a shape that I like. And this will help me. I can take measurements and just see how wide and long it is and then use that plus the maximum depth to estimate how big of a liner I'll need. I do want to have a waterfall and then a pond, and I want to have enough liner to cover both the pond and the waterfall. Guys, as you can see, I have nailed down the shape of my pond right here. And I started to do some spray paint, and before I get too far, I want to explain a little bit about what I'm doing here. So as obviously the hose is the shape of the pond I want to do, but I also incorporated the waterfall portion into this design. And so I put an orange dash right here to separate the space I want to use for the waterfall and the space I want to use for the pond. I am going to try to use one sheet of pond liner to cover the waterfall and the pond just in one whole sheet. So my sheet is 8 by 10 using an online pond size calculator. It says that for an 8 by 10 liner, a 4 by 6 pond with a maximum depth of 1.5 feet should cover it. So the long distance from here to here is about 6 feet. From here to here, it's about 4. So I should be covered, and I'll probably have a little bit excess because I'm not going 1.5 feet deep with the waterfall. So this is what I'm sticking with, and I'm gonna finish spray painting. All right guys, I'm gonna update you. I'm very sweaty and we've only gotten this far. Basically what I've done so far is I've dug it like 10 inches deep, and then I've decided I'm gonna make another shelf right in the middle. Maybe it goes down another 4 inches at the deepest. And I'm just gonna make sure that there's a very deep spot in the middle so the fish can like chill out if it gets too hot. And as you can see around, this is like 10 inches deep, and then the grass part around that, I'm gonna leave that dig about 6 or 8 inches down. And that way we can have the 3 layers of shelves so we can stack the rocks up on top. A little bit deeper down in here. And then of course, when we're done with that, we'll have to dig this out, and then we'll have 3 layers of shelves. That way we can stack the rocks on each other so that all the liner is covered, and then we'll fill in those cracks with pea gravel and river rock. We're putting all the dirt right up here so that we can have a little mound for the waterfall. I want to kind of bring it out like a berm, just so it doesn't look like a volcano. But there you go. That's what we got so far. We're gonna keep working. All right guys, so as you can see, the rough draft. We have a deep spot, we have a medium spot, and now right here, we're gonna be digging out this sod and making that layer right before it goes up to the land. So these rocks that are gonna be stacked up here will be high enough so that they connect with this side. All right guys, now that we got kind of the hole dug out to the orange line, now we're going in, we're digging out these shelves. As you can see, we're taking some of the hand shovels And we're trying to make them flat horizontally and pretty straight vertically, just so we can lay the rocks down, as you'll see later in this video. So that's what we're working on now. As you can see, we got most of the hole dug out. We got some loose dirt in there to get up, and the berm is coming along quite nicely. All right, guys, this is the pond pretty much dug out. As you can see, we have a couple layers of shelves, and we have a deep spot where the pump's gonna go, and a place for fish to go when it gets too hot or too cold. And then we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do with that mound and carve it so that it'll be good for the waterfall as well. Okay guys, it's the second day. Here's the pond, and we placed some of those rocks in just to see how it would look, and we decided that it would be best to take out the first shelf completely and just make that even with the second shelf, because once those rocks are in, there's hardly any room on the shelf, and that would make this pond really shallow. So we're gonna dig out some more. Guys, we are about done with the hole. As you know, I took out one of the shelves just so I can have a wider base. Because this pond isn't huge, I wanted to have a higher lower shelf, so that way I can stack rocks up, and also there'd be a flat space for more swimming space for the fish. This is my dirt mound right here. This is where I'm going to be carving out the waterfall in just a second, and I smashed it down with a rock, or you can use a tamper or something like that, just so you want to prevent any future settling that could happen. It's a hot one, ladies and gentlemen, and we are still doing the pond. The hole is about dug. I'll show you it in just a second, and soon we're going to be starting on the waterfall. Okay everyone, we just dug the hole, and we dug a couple shelves for the waterfall. We dug into the mound a little bit so that we have like a little trench, and so soon we're going to be putting the tarp on top, and that way when the water flows down, it'll flow down through the trench and it won't leak out. Now that the waterfall trench is dug, it is time to lay down the tarp and then the liner. We're using a tarp as our underlayment. We didn't really want to go buy actual pond underlayment. The purpose of this underlayment is to keep out rocks and roots that could be in the way. I don't have any rocks, I just have clay, so we should be fine, but I wanted to put underlayment in just in case. Now that the tarp is safely in, we're gonna put the pond liner in. We gotta be really careful. I'm not gonna step on it with my shoes just because I don't want to rip it at all. I want to be as careful with it because it is the waterproof seal and I don't want to break it. We have the liner in, and now we're gonna fill it up with a little bit of water because we want it to gravity to help make the exact shape that we need. It'd be easier that way. So we're gonna put a little bit of water in it from the hose. As you guys can see, we've put a little bit of water in. That's just to give the pond liner a little bit more shape as the water kind of fills its container. So now it's kind of has more of its shape. Now we're gonna get some of the rocks, and we're gonna put the rocks in and kind of rock it. Like I mentioned before, we don't have the spillway yet, so I ordered one that should be coming pretty soon. For now, we're not gonna be able to rock the spillway because we don't have it, and so we'll rock only part of the waterfall. But now it's time to rock. This is probably gonna be the most fun part for me. This is gonna be the rocking. So we gotta rock all the way down the middle in the deep spot, then we gotta rock around the sides, on the shelves, and then we have to also rock the waterfall too. So we got quite a few rocks. I hope we have enough, but if not, we may have to go find some more. We got quite a few rocks here. There are a couple more that we have that we haven't washed out yet, but we're about to start rocking, which is going to probably be the most fun part of this whole project. One of the most fun parts. Just basically designing the pond, and I can't wait to get started. So let's get to it. Guys, we've gotten a great start on the rocking. On the outside and a little bit above, we started rocking a little bit of the waterfall, but as you can see, we have a lot of work to do. But this is gonna wrap up part 1 of this pond building series. We got much more to do. We gotta add the river rock pebbles, we gotta build the waterfall, and remember, we have to wait for the spillway to come in. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you're notified every time I upload, because this is gonna be an awesome season, pond season 1. Anyway guys, episode 1 of the pond build. I will catch you guys in that next video. Peace.